The last thing to know about these three questions: who am I, why am I here, and where am I going? These are not like big, life-changing aha answers. They're small, subtle pointers and indicators of your preferences and what feels right. So very few of us come here with some specific purpose, like Mozart, who came here to really change the way we understand and appreciate music and what's possible with the work he did in his music. Most of us are here to learn the giving and receiving of love. And and you probably know by now that the person I had to learn to love was me. And that it was in the face of the future of my closest male relatives that I saw exactly how much I didn't love myself. So the answers you're looking for to these questions are very simple. They're very straightforward. They are not at all complex or grandiose. They're simple ways of thinking, ways of being, and things that bring you joy and happiness once they come to fruition. So that's who you are, why you're here, and most importantly, where you're going. The second purpose of your journal and this process of really understanding right thinking is to begin to track your progress. Track your progress. It's our relationship to the physical world that we are here to experience. We have our spirit self that will live after we die, and that spirit self comes in and incarnates into physical bodies to experience things that we can't truly comprehend on the spirit side. So we're here in a three-dimensional body, in a three-dimensional reality, to experience three-dimensional things. And the way we measure three-dimensional things is with our tracking of progress. So I'm going to put it first into my health goals. If you have a health goal, you have to start tracking your progress. Now, my health goal has been to become healthy, lean, and fit. Healthy, lean, and fit. And it was in this journey across northern Arkansas that I realized that to get to healthy, lean, and fitville, I had to do something different, because I definitely was not in healthy, lean, and fitville. And I didn't want to go to the place I was most likely going that I saw reflected in my closest male relatives' face and their behaviors and their bodies. To get to healthy, lean, and fitville, I had to track my progress. And the way I decided to do that is I tracked my body weight, my body fat, and my blood pressure. My body weight, my body fat, and my blood pressure. So those are three measures that are objective. Anybody else in the world could verify that my body weight, my body fat, and my blood pressure were quote unquote healthy, lean, and fit. So that is the missing piece for me all these years. See, I was under the veil of my depression, under the veil of my delusions about what would make me happy, ignoring the facts, the measurable facts about where I was and what results I was producing. It was not until I was driving west, watching those miles tick by, and as I was driving west watching those miles tick by, I was getting 1 mile closer to home. So I was tracking my progress on the odometer, enjoying this beautiful scenery of northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, and heading into Kansas, that it started to all make sense for me. Tracking your progress gives you an ETA as to when you will arrive, but it also confirms you're on the right journey, you're on the right path, you're making progress. And that was a missing piece for me. I was so wrapped up in the abstract thinkings of my mind, I lost connection with a three-dimensional reality of what was going on around me. So once you start tracking progress in your journal, your progress is the reflection of what your actions are doing objectively in the real world. That then informs your thinking process as to whether or not you're making the right progress. as to whether or not you're going to accomplish your goals. Now, this process here was like, boom, the light going off in my head, because I finally started to get a process that confirmed my progress. Whereas before I was so clouded inside of depression and anxiety, I was disconnected from the reality of this three-dimensional real world. I was so disconnected that I would be surprised that rent was due again, that the mortgage was due again. Heck, I just paid it. I was so surprised that I was 50 or 60 pounds overweight. How the heck did that happen? I don't feel that bad. I don't look that bad. The scale told the truth. Some days at the end of my day, I would wonder, did I meditate this morning? It seemed like so long ago. And then almost on a regular basis, Friday already? Heck, I haven't accomplished anything, it seems. You either relate to these WTF kind of things or you don't. If you don't, substitute the things that are kind of a mystery to you, that kind of go by unmonitored and unmanaged in your life. And whatever those are, allow yourself to create a measure, to create a way to understand and track your progress in that area. And it has to be something that's trackable in the three-dimensional world, that someone else can look at and know. Because here's a part that I finally understood, that the depths of my depression were reflected in my eyes and my face. You know, we had this song in Sunday school, if you're happy and you know it, your face will surely show it. But if you're happy and you know it, then your eyes will surely show it. And what I realized about my champions is that my champions were seeing me for who I was spiritually. That light within me that was so caring and loving for others. They were seeing me with their spiritual eyes in their soul, not their physical eyes. And they accepted me for who I was and who I wasn't. And it was their grace that allowed me to finally start to accept myself and accept the three-dimensional realities of my life. Whether your goal is financial or relational or a living situation or a career situation, there are actions and behaviors that you can take that are measurable and verifiable by other people that will indicate you're making progress towards the goal or the destination of where you're going in this lifetime. As you start to track and notice that progress and you become objective and not subjective, what will happen is that fog of depression and anxiety start to disappear, because you're regularly planting seeds of karma that allow you to harvest what it is you want. Some of the seeds aren't like a tree that take 20 or 30 years to truly come to maturity. Some things like grasses and tomatoes and smaller things come to fruition very quickly. And it's those day-to-day right actions that are tracked and monitored in your journal through your progress that start to inform you as to what works. And once you dial into what works and you see it objectively in black and white in writing in your journal, today I weigh this, then this, then this, then this. Today I exercised and exercised and exercised and exercised. Today I became stronger and stronger and stronger and could exercise more and more and more. And by seeing that three-dimensional reality reflected in the entries in your journal, it starts to allow you to access the beauty of the 3 R's. Right meditation, get here now, present, see things as they really are. Right thought, think through exactly who I am, why am I here, where am I going, what progress am I making towards where I am going, who am I becoming on the journey to get there, and what actionable decision needs to happen today to bring me one step closer to what it is I want in life. Let's take that action next. The beauty about this whole process is that as you become more adept at taking the right actions, you become more masterful at knowing exactly where that action and step will take you. So rather than a hope and a prayer, which I lived my life for so many years as a hope and a prayer, kind of the diet restitution process. Oh, I'm going to go eat whatever I want to this week, this weekend, this year, this decade. And all I have to do is in January start dieting and fix it. Then I'll go back. Then as soon as I fix it, I'll go back and eat what I want. But what happens is as you begin to mature your relationship with results, with what you're tracking and the progress you're making, just like my lifestyle of spirituality and becoming a teacher, my lifestyle of health and well-being begins to change the nature of my actions. More importantly, my understanding of how I produce the results I want. So that's how all this dovetails together. Now, here's the harsh part and the harsh reality that I had not been willing to see and accept. I'm still depressed every day. I still face anxiety every time it's time for me to go to the gym. Every time I walk through the grocery store and I walk past those things I love so much, my comfort foods, the things that were my constant companions on the couch as I was binging Netflix, plotting and scheming my next thing that would work. I deal with that every day. But just like any other muscle, any other skill in the physical three-dimensional world, we can become better and better and better at training this beast, the body, to carry out the instructions of a well-trained mind, and that mind gets trained through meditation and right thinking. And then the beast will do what it's instructed to do to take us where we're going. It really is that simple, but again, not at all easy. To wrap up the journaling and really wrap up this whole process of mastering the 3 R's and keeping track of the results that reflect our actions, my journal and my thinking process now has become kind of like planning a trip on Google Maps. So I am here. I want to go here. What's the way I want to get there? And so it's that planning process that allows me to plan the trip and know what I need to do to get there. The more times I take the trip, the more comfortable it becomes. So I allow myself to know how much gas am I going to need, how much fuel am I going to need, how long will it take, what's an estimation, do I need to leave earlier or later? So my journal becomes my Google Maps for my spirit. My body becomes my car or my vehicle to take me where I want to go. This simple shift in understanding for me has allowed me to make this video, to really start to reach out to others to help more people than the few champions who've supported me over the years. So I hope you're finding this helpful. If you are, ask your questions and put your comments down below in the comment section. If you think that this is kind of interesting, who can you share it with? Maybe one of your champions. Or if you are a champion for someone who seems to be depressed, maybe sharing it with them would be beneficial. If you're new here, which you probably are because I'm just getting this sucker going, give us a like, a subscribe, and hit the little bell so you'll know when it's time for us to connect again.